Aerosol transmission is what WishTech is working on along with some other entities in our country. It is the primary method for transmitting COVID 19. It's the cause of the 2020 pandemic, aerosol transmissions. Here's a schematic of the aerosol system. We use thermal displacement ventilation. We get rid of the turbines. Our body temperatures are 100 degrees. We're in a 70-degree cool environment. The hot air from our body wants to go to the ceiling. As we exhale, hot air from our lungs will go to the ceiling if we get rid of turbulence. In our hot air, that's where any germs are going to be. So if someone's sick inside the space, they exhale, there's no turbulence in the room, the hot air will go to the ceiling. That's what the aerosol system is designed to do. So here are our low velocity diffusers. We have to bring the air in at a low velocity so we don't create any turbulence. That allows the hot air to rise. We have a collection pipe overhead in the ceiling. And we have negative pressure on these nozzles. So that collection pipe sucks in the air that rises up. So instead of having turbulence blowing the air everywhere, every direction, what we do is we have a net direction of air from floor to ceiling is what we have here, okay? That gets rid of the spread of disease by turbulence. The collection pipe takes the hot air into the air handler where it's cooled, it's treated with UVC light. The air is then fed to 2 turbo boosters because we have to boost the pressure up to run this system. The low velocity diffusers take more pressure to run. And so these boosters then feed our low velocity diffusers that are in the room sitting on the floor. We have the ability to bring in fresh air from the outside. We have the ability to purge air to the outside in the system. We set up the diffusers on opposite sides of the wall. This is a plan view looking down. Here's the collection header in the middle, okay, with the nozzles. We have 4 nozzles shown here. Here's a diffuser on one side of the room, a diffuser on the opposite side of the room, same here, so that in effect we set up separate zones in this space. We have 4 zones in this 3,000 square foot space. That prevents you from getting cross mixing of the air between the zones, and we'll be able to see that pattern that prevents cross mixing. We'll see that with smoke bombs. Okay. Give you a view of what the actual system looks like. Here's the collection manifold right here. You can see the collection manifold over here, the collection pipe right here with the nozzles in it, 1, 2, 3. There is another nozzle that you can't see. It's over here somewhere. Okay. So the hot air is collected overhead. It feeds into the air handler where we have a UVC light. 25 watt UVC light is all you need. So here is the other end of the collection manifold running into the air handler. From there we go to the turbo boosters. So here we're coming from the air handler, we split, we go to the turbo boosters. The turbo boosters then feed the diffusers that are inside the building, sitting on the floor. We can purge, bring air in. We can also purge air out with the system. Here are the diffusers. We have 25 to 30,000 holes in one of these diffuser faces. I'm going to show you what the smoke bomb does sitting 2 feet distance of 2 feet in front of one of these diffusers in the next slide. So here's our low velocity diffusers. I left the sound up so you can hear the HVAC system is running. We're bringing in the air. We are not whipping that smoke all over the place. So we would not be spreading a lot of germs with this zero turbulence diffuser. Here's what standard HVAC turbulence looked like. Here's what it did to the smoke bomb, so you have an ABA comparison. It's a video that you saw earlier. This is the video that shows you can put a HEPA filter in this room and it won't help you much with preventing the spread of disease. As you add additional HEPA filters in the room, the only thing you do is you make it noisier. Okay, because a HEPA filter running at about 500 cubic feet per minute is going to be putting out somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 to 75 decibels. You won't be able to use the room with a lot of HEPA filters in it because you won't be able to hear, you won't be able to talk. You have to talk over those filters. So all of our systems have to pass the smoke test. What we do is we light off a bomb and we watch the currents in the room. We want to make sure we're not getting a lot of mixing in the system. We want to make sure that the collection pipe is doing its job, and because you can only kill what you can catch. You can have 99.99999 efficiency in your kill system, but it doesn't make any difference if you can't catch the virus before someone else has a chance to inhale it. So you can see here, we light off a smoke bomb, watch the smoke patterns. So this is from the height of a seated adult here, the smoke bomb. You can see the air is rising, there's no mixing going on. So if someone was sitting next to this person, right here, someone was sitting next to this guy, and on the other side of this person, you can see they will not be breathing this person's germs, because this person's germs are going up in the air with the hot air. And you can already see this 40-second bomb before it has finished burning. You can already see that you can see the plume is lopsided, right? It's more on this side of the plume over here, because you can see the effect of this nozzle here is starting to pull the smoke already. You can see the effect of that already. So what we want to see is this smoke now gets pulled over into the collection manifold is what we want to see. Of course, now the smoke bomb has finished burning, so that means 40 seconds has passed, and you can already see that this stuff is starting to be pulled over to the collection header. In this diagram here, you can see the first two nozzles here picking up the smoke. Okay. The next diagram, you can see the zones actually created overhead. Okay. There's no cross mixing. You're not going to get cross mixing in between zones here. This is going to avoid the cross mixing, okay, in between the zones. Here's another view of the smoke bomb after it's finished burning. You can see that we clearly have established what we want to see called stratification. And you can see that the nozzles are doing their job. They're collecting the smoke. This system was installed in a church sanctuary in November 2021. It's been running since then. To date, there have been no outbreaks of COVID-19, RSV, or any other airborne transmitted disease. There's been no outbreaks since this thing's been running. So the system's proven and tested. We know that churches were notorious for being super spreader events. This church had an event here in Charlotte. It infected 100 people, and this church was shut down in 2020. 100 people were infected from a weekend event that they had. Okay, so in summary, we took a look at the CDC data. We've done an excellent job reducing deaths. I do believe the death numbers are underreported, but nevertheless, we have done a great job. Vaccine distribution, home kits, awareness, monoclonal antibodies, all those things have come together to give us an excellent result. Good news. Bad news, Omicron is still around, it's still mutating. When it starts to die out, it mutates again, and then it starts to come back. It's a bug. Bugs know how to survive. It's with us to stay. We have to deal with it. We have a method now to do it. There's only one way to clean up indoor air spaces. It's only one way to do it, because there's only one thing for you to exploit, and that is the temperature difference between the human body and the cool surroundings inside of a conditioned enclosed space. And that's how the aerosol system works. So in conclusion, WishTech Projects, we own the technology. We'll be happy to consult with you, design you a custom system if you like. If you are a manufacturer and you're interested in licensing this technology, we'll be happy to talk to you about that as well. I thank you again for joining in on the WishTech Clean Air channel. Subscribe, because it's not over. We've got some other things to show you. We've got some other tricks in our bag. We're not just a one-trick pony. There's some additional challenges ahead of us with the increase in temperatures from climate change, and we have some things in store for you to help you with those things as well. So stay tuned, subscribe, hit that like button. Thank you for joining us.